Slowly, nature reclaims the places we've forgotten, softening the harsh scars of man's careless activity. This tree-skirted lake, busy with wildlife, was once the Rhiwbach new vein quarry. 100 years ago, it would have been very different here, with scores of men persuading the slate from the rock face with gunpowder and crowbars, while others tunneled deep underground. The water's surface makes a secret of what lies still underneath. Adits run deep below to flooded chambers, lost forever from sight. At the edge of the pit, trees lose grip in the shallow soil and careen over the cliff. Here in winter's hold, the rock slowly cracks under subtle torture. Now, water falls constantly from the overhang of rock, hollow where the vein has been worked clear. Close your eyes, and you can hear the ghostly echoes of the miners tapping away down below. At the far side of the pit, the block's low adit is the only sign that there were once 3 levels of tunnels and chambers here. There are few documents telling the story of this part of the quarry, saving those written in the rock. Ochre-stained water runs from the adit which, according to the only surviving plans of the mine, leads deep below the hillside under the forest. Here at the edge of the quarry, the trees press together in dark legions, conspiring against further exploration. Yet, following the line of the adit above ground, the forest ahead yields, thinning out until daylight shines on a huge crater. The collapse of a chamber in the mine underneath. It's as if the surface just fell into a hole, leaving the edges raw, broken, and open to the sky. This wasn't the first time we'd been here. During the winter, after looking at satellite photos, we'd braved the forest and found the crater. Then, the ground stood hard in the grip of a cruel frost. Rocks rimed with inches of ice. It was too dangerous to explore further. Now, in early summer heat, the ground under the collapse looks safer, and we make our way to where a tunnel looms out from a deep hole. The trees crowd towards the edge again, leaning in, as if watching and waiting. Descending, it seems that this was once a large chamber, its supporting pillars mined away until, sooner or later, the roof was always going to give way. It didn't happen yesterday, judging by the way the cavern has weathered. As we go further in, we see the passage, deep in ochre mud. One way goes back towards the entrance, another heads deeper into the mine. We climb up and over the remains of a tunnel wall and descend again to join the adit. There's a tunnel to the right. And to the left, the mud becomes steadily thicker, piled in great mounds either side of us as the roof crowds in above our heads. Beyond is a chamber, wide and low. The ochre mud becomes deeper, making further progress into the mine impossible. Reluctantly, we turned back towards the collapsed chamber, washing the ochre out of our kit in a waterfall from the roof. I've mixed feelings about the forest here. It certainly gives the place a special character. When these trees were planted, back in the 1960s, no thought was given to the destruction of the surface archaeology, or how the timber was to be harvested. I've been told unofficially that Forest Enterprise consider it uneconomic to harvest, sparing us the destruction and chaos of extraction, at least. And if there was some Valhalla for old slate miners, this beautiful lake would surely be the water feature. A perfect jewel of a place. And among them the fern dances gravely, like the plume of a warrior returning under low hills into his own kingdom.